would-be tyrants. They can strike and strike and strike, but they're facing a hydra, when the people really are energized and knowledgeable and standing up for one another and standing up for the Constitution.
Mm-hmm. That's right. The enemy is a hydra. We have to have a hydra-like approach with, they got 1,000 heads, we got 1,000,000 heads.
Except we have 300 million. We can be a hydra for liberty.
Absolutely. We got to do it. Wow, Naomi Wolf. I haven't read the new book. I did purchase the original book when I was going to have you on. You sent me one. It's an easy read, but well done. The End of America. Now you have the new one. Just 2 weeks ago, Rick Linklater's been out of the country making a movie about, I think it's H.G. Wells. The point is he's been in England for a year. He was back about 6 months ago for a birthday party, and I was out at his house, out at his ranch. But it came in the mail, your book, The End of America, a little nice note from him. And of course, Rick's a patriot, knows 9/11's an inside job. But the point is that your book and your material is really getting out to people because he bought that book in England and then mailed it to me. I think he's in the Isle of Man finishing up the movie. It's H.G. something. Is it H.G. Is it Orson Welles or H.G. Wells? I don't remember. I have to pull the article up. But the point is that your book is really getting out there. Jared in Florida, you're on the air with Naomi Wolf and Chris Richard. Tweedledee, and then Summer. Go ahead, Jared, you're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Alex?
Good.
Hey, I just want to say I'm a Prison Planet subscriber. I've been listening to you for about 6 months, and before I started listening to you, I used to hate my country. We do all this crappy stuff, but I mean, you totally turned it around.
Now you know it's a criminal military-industrial complex that has subdued us through high-tech propaganda. Now their propaganda isn't working, so they're moving in with physical control. See, and then we don't get the guilt of the wars and the evil because we don't deserve all that guilt. I mean, we deserve the fact that we were slovenly and let this happen, but people need to see the evil so they have a choice to really sign on to it or not.
Exactly. I mean, I've never been fully blind to it. My parents always knew about the Iran stuff in 1950. I mean, I've never been too blind to it, but it's like your videos have definitely made it like definitive. I can actually tell people, hey, this is mainstream news. Don't you guys see this? And I burn all your DVDs. I send it out. It's great, man. But one thing I wanted to ask you, I remember a couple months ago you were covering about how hard it is to transfer your wealth to other countries. Do you think when the crap hits the fan, it's going to be hard just to get out of the country? I mean, I'm a dual citizen with New Zealand. And if it really happens, I mean, I plan on getting out of here.
All right, here's the deal. That's what the watch list, now over 1 million people, is, which you can never get off of. And the news acts like it's just idiots up there, and that's why it's that way. It's always, we don't know how to run things, but it's all their political enemies. Yes, the New World Order, the OECD, the International Bank of Settlements, that's about internationally having the same rules, the same computer databases, the same systems, which they use the war on terror to integrate as they're covered, to where now if you want to go fishing 12 miles off the coast, they're trying to make you have a passport down in Port Aransas or Galveston to go fishing. They now have a North American ID card for people to travel. They're now admitting that face scanning cameras have been up for 10 years, are tracking everybody everywhere we go. They already, they're scanning our license plates everywhere we go. Pentagon design. I saw it in Pentagon documents 10 years ago. Now it's mainstream news going, yeah, you're tracked everywhere you go. And that's how they get the face recognition, not just from getting your digital photo of the driver's license facility. It's really federalized. Not with Real ID. It was done in 93 with an executive order. It was international ID. We have a World ID as of 2000 under World Treaty. They're just not telling us about Real ID in 2008. Because there's so many facets to all this, and I want to get to other calls, but we already have a World ID that's over most nations. They're mopping up the few final rogue nations. And then the real work of eugenics against free humanity can begin. The one-child policy worldwide, the population reduction, the true horrors are to come. This is just the clamping down the last bastions of freedom and liberty right now. But there is resistance to it. So, yes, here's what happened. The elite, changed the bankruptcy rules so small people have trouble declaring bankruptcy. The elites had tax incentives to move their money offshore, and then 2 years ago changed it where it's hard now if you stayed behind to get out. And that's why there was a huge exodus right up to 2 years ago as everybody left to Dubai and to Switzerland and to Rome and to to Spain. And then something bad's going to happen in Israel. Of the 10 richest guys there, 9 of them have fully left Israel for London and Switzerland. And so the elite are all evacuating. Most of the elites I know in Austin have evacuated to the Cook Islands or New Zealand or Australia. So there is a massive I can't get into details, but I know these people, and they have said that we're evacuating because of martial law. And I've been telling you that for several years. Naomi Wolf comments.
Well, I'm Jewish, and so, I think there's this very deep reaction in people with my ancestry, because my dad's family was largely wiped out by the Holocaust, sensitivity to travel restrictions, because for people of my ethnicity, there's this giant divide between people who got out before the border hardened, during the National Socialist regime, and those who waited a little too long. So I watch with concern when I travel. I watch with concern the growth of the watch list, which Alex rightly noted is going, 20,000 names a month, because in closing societies, those lists always eventually connect to job losses and travel restrictions, or worse. And I'm also noticing with concern the hardening of the borders. There's this fence being built along the southern border, and also more and more kind of Homeland Security type monitoring to Canada. And I'm very concerned that I keep reading reports that there's legislation being floated that would lead you to have to apply to Homeland Security or apply to the federal government to travel overseas. Because in a closing society, one thing they always do is close borders, so that
And by the way, the fence is going to be used to keep us in, not people out. They're just going to legalize everybody in the North American continent. That's been stated in the Council on Foreign Relations documents by Robert Pasteur and others. So that's what they do, and they set the precedence of violating due process and whole families' rights with the illegal aliens. And I'm against them having their rights violated, by the way, folks. It should all be done due process. And then that sets the precedent for the citizens, as Oliver North proposed with Poindexter, Admiral Poindexter in the 80s. This was declassified. They would use the front of rounding up the illegal immigrants first to sell the public on mass arrest. And the Houston Chronicle 2 years ago reported that indeed the FEMA camps are for illegals and citizens. So, see, that's being used as a smokescreen even with law enforcement to think, well, it's to get rid of the illegal aliens, but that's not really what it's for. Just like in Nazi Germany, they first used it on unpopular minorities first.
Exactly. So you anticipated my next point, this awareness of the need to stand up and call a halt. The tactic is always in a closing society to go after people who are seen as marginal or unpopular or the wrong race, Muslims or Jews or, anarchists or communists, in the National Socialist era, and, certainly the mass arrests this spring of illegal aliens or illegal immigrants is very distressing to me, because if Americans were in good, patriotic working order, recognizing their rights, we would be screaming as loudly that undocumented workers without papers were having agents of the state break in, drag them away from their children, lock down, processed without due process, mass processing, fairgrounds in the Midwest with blacked out windows.
Which FEMA called a drill, and we had people inside that. They were drilling during that for the American people. That was a test.
What evidence do you have? What evidence do you have?
I had sources inside of it, in the town and inside of it. That's all I can say.
Why can't we get these people to go on the record?
Well, let me stop you.
Okay.
I had a pastor on 2.5 years ago. Butch Paul had him on first here on the network, who was in Ohio. Then we had another preacher on. He faxed me all these documents. He said, you're allowed to post them. He said, no, don't black out the fax phone number. It's just a little mini-mart. Mm-hmm. About the 13,000 preachers that have been hired by Homeland Security to teach and FEMA to teach their flocks, to turn their guns in, to go to FEMA camps, to take the forced inoculations. Have you heard about that?
No.
John, cue it up. She won't believe it. Remember the piece that was carried on news, the national news? Find one of them where their preachers called for martial law. And then a year after that happened, it was in some national and local news. But by then it was 26,000 preachers. They doubled the number. It's called clergy response teams, which is the same thing Hitler did.
God.
But it's secret. Now, 1 week after he came on my show, and we posted the documents, the FBI went to the mini-mart, demanded and interrogated them, and asked them who was in here that day, who sent these faxes. It was over 100 pages. And they said it's the local pastor who has a church of about 400 people. He also volunteered for people who were sick and dying at the hospital. And when he came into his job at the hospital, FEMA was there with the FBI, and the guy was scared, and they said, you can be arrested under national security. You no longer are welcome in any government facility or hospital, and we're watching you.
It's ready.
And then he was basically put on a no-fly list. So, and it turns out the other preacher, then we didn't even put out documents, they visited him because they have these guys all under NSA surveillance with keyword computers. So the minute they do an interview on their home phone, they're under surveillance. The NSA computer records it. An agent comes in and sees they're talking. And then now that was before it came out. Here it is. You found the local one out of Louisiana. Here they are introducing it through Katrina, but this is nationwide. This came out 1 year after we broke it. The secret FEMA documents are on Infowars.com. Here it is.